Happy June. It's finally summer. Almost. Basically summer. I love TBR videos. They're so fun and it gives me kind of some direction throughout my month of like what I want to read. Sometimes it doesn't always work out for me. I'm actually so excited because I'm having other booktubers pick what I read for the month. Going to try and read all of them this month, so that's gonna be a huge vlog at the end of this month. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I just wanna say thank you so much to all of the booktubers who helped me with this video. I feel like the internet and just going on this YouTube booktube journey has changed my life in so many ways. You guys have changed my life, and being able to connect with other creators who love books and do booktube online has been so special. I'm like still in awe, so thank you so much. But without further ado, let's see what the heck they picked for me to read. So I was very meticulous about this. It was so funny reading some of the messages of what people said, because most of the messages were along the lines of, this is so cruel, how could you make me choose? And that was all on purpose. I tried to pick 2 or 3 of their favorite books and have them choose between those books which ones I should read. And this was really funny trying to see some of them pick, because actually I was surprised. A lot of the ones that I thought they would pick for me, they didn't. I'm really excited for you guys to see as well. The person we're going to start with is Alexa Ray. I love Alexa Ray so much. She is the sweetest soul. When I started my channel, I had just gotten some bookshelves and I was starting my reading journey. I looked up bookshelf tours because I wanted to see how I wanted to decorate my bookshelf, and Alexa Ray's video popped up. She was one of the first book girlies that I absolutely fell in love with. I just love everything about her, and I love her voice. Her voice is just so sweet. She's literally a Disney princess. So I picked Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins for Alexa and The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. So I thought this would be perfect to have her choose, and I know Anna and the French Kiss is like her favorite book. I think Anna and the French Kiss was the book that made her fall in love with reading again. She says, can I choose both, please? And it was so sweet. She ended up saying, I'm going to say The Fine Print because it's the beginning of an incredible series and the romances are so fun. I am very excited to read this. This is the Dreamland Billionaire series. This is a romance, and apparently it's kind of like if Walt Disney had, I think, grandsons, if the grandsons were looking for romance. I think that's kind of the gist that I've heard. I also think this is a workplace romance, so I'm very excited about this. Thank you so much, Alexa. Love you so much. Next up is Sweet Megan Cariotti. I hope I said your last name right. I'm so sorry, Megan. I love Megan. I first saw her, I think, through Book Talk. I feel like she's that cool girl that lives in New York. You get to see so many aspects of her life, and that's one thing that I love about her content and just about her in general. She creates book videos and she'll do really funny Book Talk niche things that it's like, oh my gosh, as a reader you can relate to so much. She also does lifestyle content. She'll do like makeup videos. I love you so much, Megan. Thank you so much for participating in this. So the books that I picked for Megan, the first one is The Prison Healer. This is a young adult fantasy, and I had no idea that Sarah J Maas had a blurb on the front. That's really cool. And then the second one is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Megan said, I have to choose Powerless by Lauren Roberts. The banter had me quite literally kicking, screaming, giggling. I hope you love it. Also, no spice, high tension, which I love. You guys know I don't enjoy spice, so the fact that this is no spice, that changes everything. This is crazy. This sounds like it has a Hunger Games theme going on. She was born ordinary, and the people that are ordinary are banished from the kingdom and they're shunned from society. But she has somehow infiltrated into the elite as a psychic, and she ends up saving, I think, the prince. She's thrown into these purging trials, and it's a brutal competition showcasing the elite's powers. I am so excited to read this. Thank you so much, Megan. Okay, next up we have Sweet Carly Jo. I love Carly so much. She also shows you like behind the scenes of her life, which I think is so helpful to so many women, especially mamas out there. And she's a military wife, and she is a girl boss. Like, she girl bosses so hard. It's really sweet seeing someone who loves reading but also has a really busy life, being a mother, and what all that entails. Thank you so much, Carly Jo. Books that I asked Carly to pick between were ones that I saw she loved, and that was Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and then A Promise of Peridot by Kate Golden. I actually read the first book, A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. Absolutely obsessed with it. So underhyped. I loved what Carly said. She said, why would you make me choose between these? I absolutely love both of them. I really want to say Book Lovers because that's a 5-star read for me, since I really connected to the motherhood aspect and am a Charlie stan. But I think I'm going with A Promise of Peridot just because I know you also love A Dawn of Onyx, and I personally like this one even better. There is a little bit more spice in A Promise of Peridot, but not nearly as much as they made it seem there would be. There's so much action, character growth, and nice additions to the found family. I stayed up so late to finish it because I could not put it down. It was so cute because then she said, I'm so indecisive too, so it took me a while to pick one. It feels like a betrayal. I totally could see why. So she picked A Promise of Peridot, which I was really hoping for because I want to read this so badly. It's really nice that we can connect over A Dawn of Onyx because that book is so good. She liked it more than the first book is crazy to me. I can't even imagine. So that is really exciting to hear, and also being assured that the spice isn't as bad as it was being made out to be. Basically, the main character, her brother, is serving in this war. He ends up doing something that gets him into a lot of trouble, and he ends up coming home. He deserts his post. He is in debt to this enemy king. Actually, the soldiers are coming to look for him. In her brother's place, the main character ends up taking his sentence. So she has to go into this enemy territory and serve this enemy king. She's kind of trying to plot how to escape, but it's surrounded by these dangerous woods and there's a war going on. Thank you so much, Carly. Oh, love you. Next up, we have sweet Sarah Caroli. She comes up with these really fun ideas, so much creativity. She puts so much time and effort into her videos, and it definitely shows. She really has so many great book recommendations, so I know that she'll never do me wrong. And she also recommended Rock, Paper, Scissors to me last fall for my first thriller, and that's what actually got me into thrillers. But Rock, Paper, Scissors was so good, so I'm excited to see which one she chooses out of the ones I picked because I don't remember which one. She inspired me in so many ways, just like all of these ladies did. The books that the battery. First one is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, as well as The Hotel Nantucket by Ellen Hildebrand. I know she also really liked this one, and I have been meaning to read this since last summer, so I had to definitely add this to the list. And then I did a third one. I couldn't remember. I feel like she liked Elle Kennedy, but I couldn't quite remember, so I threw in The Graham Effect, but I don't know if she's read this one, so I just thought I would throw this in there just for fun. She said, OMG, I would love to. Such good options. I don't know which to pick. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Part of Your World. Let me know how it goes. And I was like fangirling so hard. I am so glad that she picked this one. I have been meaning to read an Abby Jimenez book, and this is going to be my first one. Thank you so much, Sarah. This is like finally forcing me to read it, and I've heard amazing things about this, so I'm really excited. I think she might be a city girl, and the love interest is a small town boy, and he's also 10 years younger than her, I'm pretty sure. She kind of has this expectation on her from her parents to continue on this legacy of being world-renowned surgeons, which is pretty hefty, but she is content with being an ER doctor, and so she ends up having this fling with the love interest Daniel, and they end up getting closer and closer, and she's falling for him, but she knows that her family would not approve of this lifestyle, and her being with this guy who I think he's a carpenter, but their chemistry is undeniable, and so she kind of has to pick between this life that she really does want or living this life that she's expected to live by her parents. So this sounds so good. I'm so excited. I've heard there's like a baby goat. Thank you so much, Sarah. This next one, Shay. I love Shay so much. She has a booktube channel, and she also has a journaling channel as well. And she does like her book journaling, which is really nice, especially if you want to get into journaling. And she also talks about manga. She talks about lots of different genres. She has the best book recommendations. One thing that I love about Shay is she will really get to learn to know you and give you recommendations based off of what she thinks you will like, which is so cool. No, I feel like she really understands people, and that's definitely a gift she has. I actually met Shay at Barnes & Noble. She is a bookseller there, and then we found out that we have booktube channels. The books that I picked out for Shay, one of them is actually a book that she loves so much. So I knew which one she was going to pick, but I still had to throw in another one in there. I did Sisters of Sword and Song by Rebecca Ross. She is the same author who wrote Divine Rivals, and this book sounds really good. I think when I read it, it also has a Dawn of Onyx kind of feel to it, except with two sisters. So that's why I ended up buying it ultimately. And the other one that I did for Shay is a romance, and it's All Roads Lead Here. She loves this book so much. She has totally raved about Mariana Zapata. It has been a long time coming, but I know I need to read one of her books, and she actually recommended this one to me because apparently it's a slow burn and there's not really spice in it. So I asked her which one she would pick for me, and she said All Roads Lead Here is one of my all-time favorites. Rhodes is truly a silver fox and the best dad. I'm so excited to read this and finally read my first Mariana Zapata book. Thank you so much, Shay. Love you so much. Okay, so next up, I did my sweet friend Faith. Oh my gosh, this was so funny. Honestly, Faith, I'm so sorry I had to make you choose between these two books. This is Faith from Faith's Reading Things. Oh my gosh, Faith, I love you so much. She is one of the first people that actually reached out last summer when Ian and I were posting on YouTube and like really starting our booktube journey, and it meant so much. It was so cool connecting with her. We actually went up to Idaho and met up with Faith, which was so much fun, and that really just formed this friendship, and I'm seeing her again this summer, so I'm very excited. She just brings such a warm presence to the internet, and she talks about so many different things that I think are so helpful and just so encouraging to so many people. I also love that Faith reads all kinds of things, all kinds of books, so I love getting recommendations from her. She also highlights her health journey and holistic health, and she's also a hiker and she's very outdoorsy, so she has a lot of aesthetic photos that are outside with her books, and it's so cute. So the two books that I picked for Faith were ones that I had to do because I knew she loves both of these. So the first one is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and this cover is just absolutely gorgeous. I know she loves this book. And then the other one that she recently loved is The Reappearance of Rachel Price. So I sent her those and she said, stop, literally two of my faves. If you're in the mood for something more fast-paced, I'd say Rachel Price, but if you want something cozy and fun, Emily Wilde. I can't read. I did love Rachel Price though, because she was like, I did love Rachel Price though, with the little emoji. That is the one that I ended up picking. My understanding of this is, I think it's a young adult mystery thriller. The main character, her mom disappeared years ago. I think it's a cold case. Now some true crime show wants to do a documentary on her family, so she's like waiting for her life to get back to normal as they're wrapping up the filming. Right at the end, Rachel Price reappears. She has this whole unbelievable story, and the main character, her daughter, is just not quite sure if everything is adding up and if Rachel is telling the truth, or even if her mom might be dangerous. I'm very excited to read this. Thank you so much, Faith. Next up is someone that I absolutely love. I just love her content, and she's so cool. Dude, she's just such a cool human being, and I love her vlogs. They're so cozy and aesthetic. It's Olivia Reads a Latte. Oh my gosh, I love Olivia. Thank you so much for participating in this. She reads all kinds of things, and if you want a good book recommendation, go over to Olivia's channel and you will find one. Since she does long form content, you can just binge her videos. She talks about the books she's reading. She also does like week vlogs, and she really goes in depth on her reviews of books, or like how she's feeling about the books as she's reading them. So the ones that I picked for Olivia, I did God Killer by Hannah Kanner. I don't know. I've heard really good things about this book. I did Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This is the first book of the Farseer trilogy. I've heard amazing things, obviously, about Robin Hobb. She is so famous in the fantasy world, so I need to read one of her books, and this is the one that I ended up picking up. George R. R. Martin has a blurb. Whoa. Oh my gosh, wait, that is so cool. And then I also picked When the Moon Hatched, and this is a tome. Guys, this is huge. This book is ginormous. Why is it so big? But all of these are fantasy. I am so embarrassed because I literally picked When the Moon Hatched for Olivia. I bought it recently because on her Instagram story, I remember when she started to read this, like, oh my gosh, I think it was back in January. It was a long time ago. And I've been on the hunt for it ever since. And I think when she started it, she was like kind of into it. I completely forgot that she DNF'd this one. She's so sweet, and she said, oh, exciting, yes, I would totally be down. I have to admit, I DNF'd When the Moon Hatched like 200 pages in. So I would have to choose Assassin's Apprentice since we have similar tastes and I can see if I need to pick it up, hee hee. I love that. Thank you so much, Olivia. You're seriously the best. You're so sweet. So this one's about the bastard son of this noble prince. He's kind of like the outcast in this society. So yeah, no one really wants him and it's really sad. And I think he becomes an assassin actually for this kingdom. This sounds really good. So I guess he's preparing for his first mission. That's really dangerous. But also some people see him as a threat to the throne. So thank you so much, Olivia. I'm really excited to read this. Next up, we have Natalie Lawyer. Oh my gosh, I love Natalie so much. She is so kind and so sweet. I love all of her videos and her Instagram. Everything is just so aesthetic and so pink and bright and colorful. She's like the perfect reading room ever. It's literally perfect. I just feel like every single time I watch one of her videos, I'm so motivated. Thank you so much, Natalie, for picking between one of these books for me. You are awesome. So the books that I picked for Natalie to choose between are actually two books that I want to read so bad, so I was excited for either one. I picked How to End a Love Story. This is actually written by the screenwriter who is doing Emily Henry's movies. So that like tells me everything I need to know. And then I also picked This Summer Will Be Different. This is Carly Fortune's new book. And I read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and I actually did enjoy it, but there's a big trope in there that So I'm gonna give this one a try. They're so aesthetic and colorful, and I kind of thought it went with Natalie's aesthetic because she's just so colorful and bright. She said, OMG, of course, I'll go with This Summer Will Be Different since I'm definitely feeling the summertime reads right now, and I could not agree more. I'm so glad that she went with this one because I'm feeling all the summer reads too. I remember reading the back of this and it actually sounded really good. I think this is actually a romance between the main character and her best friend's brother. So she's like trying not to be in this fling with him. Basically all of the feels that she has for her best friend's brother while she's there. So I'm very excited to read this. Thank you so much, Natalie. Next we have the amazing Calee fam. Calee is seriously like the queen of booktube. She has inspired so many people, and I've actually been watching Calee, oh my gosh, for so long. Like I think the first video I watched was when Calee and Hannah Maloche did their collab. So I don't know, I feel like that was maybe like 2018. You have inspired me in so many ways. Calee has so many incredible book recommendations, and she always does really fun challenges. Everything she does just leaves me feeling so motivated and encouraged. If she says any book is good, I will go to the bookstore and I will go buy it because I truly trust everything that she says. She just has such a bubbly and fun personality, and she's so sweet. Thank you so much, Calee. You have influenced so many readers and helped so many people get into reading. So the ones that I did for Calee, this was so funny because I had to pick two of the books that she loves. I had to. And I was so curious to see which one she would pick. I did The Ballad of Never After, which is the second book of I don't even know what the series is called. Maybe it's just Once Upon a Broken Heart, but I know Calee loves that trilogy, especially the second one. So I still have not read it, and she actually recommended the first one for me to read like last fall when Booktubers picked what I read. And so I definitely feel like it's time. I need to read this one soon anyway. And then the other one, I know she loves this author and she really loves this book. It's The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. And these are both ones that I've been needing to read, and I was so curious to see which one she would pick. She said, OMG, I was just thinking about how if I had to reread another favorite book, it would be The Bodyguard. Please read. And then she says, I love both, but now's the perfect time for The Bodyguard. I was so shocked. I thought she would do The Ballad of Never After, but I'm so excited that she picked The Bodyguard, especially if it's perfect for this time of year. If I remember correct, oh sorry, okay. I think the main character, she actually is a bodyguard for the love interest, this guy. He has like a stalker or something, and he ends up having to go back home to visit family, but he doesn't want them to worry, so they fake date, but she's actually his bodyguard. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Haley. I know. And then of course, I had to do the booktuber who has been there with me through all of it and has encouraged me to keep going when I was tired and felt like my channel was going nowhere. I started my channel 10 years ago this July. There's so many times I wanted to give up because I saw no growth on my channel for years and years and years and years and years. If it wasn't for this booktuber, then I think I would have given up. If you haven't guessed, it's my husband, Ian. I just love him so much. He really has helped me learn to love reading again. Basically, that's a long-winded way to say that I just freaking love my husband with all of my heart. But the books that I gave him is Dark Age by Pierce Brown, and I had to do two that I knew would be so difficult for him to pick. This is the fourth book of the Red Rising. Wait, no. Is this the fifth one? This is the fifth book. And then A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. This is the second book in A Game of Thrones. So I had to do the two that I knew would be so hard for him to choose between. And he actually did the one that I did not think he would pick. I have just been proven wrong, wrong, like over and over again. So I texted him and he's so cute. And he said, hello, my lady love. This is hard because I want you to read the books after both of these in each series. I think Dark Age has to be the one. And then I told him in real life, I was like, wait, can you kind of expand on that? So he texted again and said, I picked Dark Age because of course you'll love it, but also it gives me a good excuse to finally pick up a physical copy of Lightbringer. Wow. So there's a ulterior motive there. And I'm actually very scared about this one. I've heard this is difficult for people that enjoy grimdark. I don't enjoy grimdark that much. I guess I do because I love Game of Thrones. So if those people struggle, then I'm really gonna struggle. I've heard it's very dark. So thank you so much, Ian, for picking this for me. I love you so much and you just mean the world to me. If you want me to read Dark Age, I will read Dark Age. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is crazy. Thank you so much to all of the amazing and incredible booktubers who ended up picking a book for me to read this month. There were so many others that I wanted to include in this, so I definitely would love to do like a part 2. I just cannot thank you all enough. It seriously means the world to me, and I was fangirling about all of this. I'll have them all linked down below so you can go check them out. I just love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!